Alright guys, today we're going to be adding some cool effects to make a kind of a ghosty word appear and disappear. So this is what our ending effect is going to look like. There it goes. So you can see how it looks like smoke is coming in there and going away. And we'll play around with this a little bit and let you have a chance to do what you want. Okay, so we're going to go to File, New Project. And in this new project, we're going to start a new composition. And go ahead and call this composition noise, because what we're going to be doing is adding noise. So here are the things that we need to do. We have a width of 1920, a height of 1080, and we're doing a duration of 10 seconds. Okay, I set my frame rate to 29.97 because that's usually what most things are. So I'm going to hit OK, and I have this. So this is my blank background. Now, in order to do something, you have to have something to blur or make noise on. So let's go to Layer, New, and we're going to choose a solid. Alright, go ahead and make the solid black, and we're going to keep the solid size should be the same as the actual size of your composition. So 1920 and 1080, and then hit OK. So here we have a black solid shape on our 10 seconds. Nothing fancy is happening. What you need to do is go to Window, go to Effects and Presets, and over here you have your effects and presets. Alright, these are in alphabetical order. The one that we're going to be using is noise, and we're going to specifically be using fractal noise. So take that fractal noise, drag it, and put it onto black solid. So this is what it looks like. This is fractal noise. It's not very impressive. It looks just like fuzz, like cotton or something, like dryer lint. But we are going to make it move. And so the way you make it move is basically by you kind of change its contrast, or its brightness. Watch as I change the brightness. Alright, so you can see it fading in and out. So if I go far to the left, it turns black. If I go to the right, it turns white, which is really cool because you know that blacks and whites can be transported into track mats and therefore make invisibility. Now, over here I have evolution, and as you turn the evolution, you can see things kind of move around, which is really, really cool. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to start off by start this at 0. We're going to set up a keyframe for our brightness. So at the beginning here, we're going to turn on the brightness, and we're going to set our brightness down so it's black. Alright, so I'm at -119 right here. And I'm going to also turn on my evolution. Boop. I'm going to go to the end over here, and I'm going to set my brightness all the way to the right so it turns white. Alright, so it looks like 93 for me is white. And then I'm going to change my rotation here to 4. So what it's going to do is it's going to rotate through that 4 times. So watch, this is what it looks like. It kind of creeps in there, swirls around a little bit, and goes back to white. Now, you have all sorts of different types that you can choose from. So if you go to basic, you can choose other things. I like swirly is a pretty fun one. Looks like this. But for right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the basic, because it does kind of have that smoky look about it. Alright. Now, in order to make this even more smoky, is we are going to add some more effects to it. We are going to add some blur. So that way you don't have these sharp edges. It's going to look even better. So come up here, you have blur, and the blur that we want to use is called Gaussian blur. Here it is. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to slap it underneath. Alright, so bring your playhead somewhere in the middle, and up your blur so it kind of makes it more fuzzy. Alright, so see how it looks all fuzzy and stuff like that? So now when it comes on, it's going to look very much smoky as it switched back. Alright, so that's what we got. Okay, so that was our composition for noise. So this is going to basically be the effect that we're going to use. We have a noise, we have blur. One thing about your effects is that if you change the order at which they are, like I'm going to bring this on top, you're going to see that the blur doesn't really take much effect. Like, it's not quite as dramatic. So you can see it kind of is there, but when I drag it back to the bottom, you can see how much more it affects it. Okay, so we're going to go to composition, new composition. We're going to change this one to hello. You can change this to whatever you want to later on. It doesn't matter to me, but all the other settings should stay the same as the first composition. And what we're going to do with this, in my project panel here, I'm going to double click and I'm going to add the Golden Gate Bridge that we've used a while ago, Golden Gate Bridge time lapse. I'm going to add that and slap it right here. So this is what you're seeing. You remember this where we had our little logo and the moons would come out and stuff like that. So it just turns out this is like right at 10 seconds long. So it works really well, especially because it gets dark. And so we're going to make it kind of creepy like. Alright, first of all, make sure you're not clicked on that. So if you're clicked here, click off. Go to text. And we're going to type in the word hello. Remember when you're doing this, you can grab this and move it. And then here, come and make it big. Now I'm using Chiller because I like Chiller. Chiller's pretty fun. Looks pretty creepy. So it is a wonderful way to go get things going. Now we have our word here. I made mine kind of this glow-in-the-dark yellowish green color. Feel free to change it to whatever color you want to use. But now we're going to take our noise and we're going to put it on top. Now currently noise, when you push play, it's going to look like this. Alright, not very impressive. But if we come down here to track mat, now remember, if you have that, you need to toggle your switches so that you can see the word track mat, and we're going to change this to Luminoise. So now, as it comes on, you can see how the words kind of fade in a smoky manner. And it's getting track matted. Now you can try other ones, maybe invert. Nope, not invert. Sorry. Try alpha noise here, might work. Oh, nope. Alpha inverted noise? No, I guess that's the only one that works. So it is going to be Lumimat. You can see how it just kind of fades in. It doesn't look all that great right now, but we are going to add some more to it. So this is what we have. We can see how the noise in the background is coming in. You can see how it just kind of like appears like that as it goes. Now, to make it look a little bit better, what we're going to do is we're going to add that same effect that we did before, the Gaussian. Right here, mine's gone away. If your presets have gone away, I have a little arrow right here to get to effects and presets. Otherwise, you can always go to Window Effects Presets. And I'm going to grab this Gaussian blur and I'm going to add it to hello. And what I want to happen is I want it to start off pretty blurry. So I'm going to turn a blurriness on. And I'm going to move this up to about 100. Alright, and what this looks like, and actually I'm wanting to get rid of the matte for a bit so you can kind of see what we're going for. Alright, so you can see how it looks pretty blurry at this moment. And then kind of near the end, I'm going to have it to be not so blurry. So I'm going to pull it back. And if you hold down the shift button, you could actually go back faster. So I don't want it to be perfectly unblurry. I want it to still be a little bit blurry. Alright, so now it starts off really blurry and weird and it slowly comes back into focus. And then that's when we get to go and we're going to add our Lumimat. And you can see how it kind of makes a smoky entrance into your page. Anytime you make a change over here, say you want to make some changes to this, say you want to try a different type of fractal noise, so you come over here, you can change it from basic to swirly. Swirly is pretty cool. It'll automatically change over here for you. So when I come back over here, I can see it, and it looks kind of swirly and comes into focus, and you might like that one better. You could also, if you come back over here, change the contrast. And so if you up the contrast, you can see what that's going to do. To change it, oops, that was 0 but 100 is what we have there. You can change the complexity. So as you increase the complexity, you're going to see more and more details being done to 20. And then if you decrease the complexity, it looks more like that. And then go back over here and kind of see what that looks like for you. You can see it comes in. And that's pretty cool. I think because of the complexity, because I decreased the complexity on that one, my lines are a little bit too fancy, so I'm going to go and I'm going to add more blur to that one. There we go. Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, so when it comes in, it has much more like a smoky feel to it, so it looks like that. Alright, so then that's what you're going to do. Feel free to play with this. Have fun. See what kind of things you can do. Definitely try some more different noise techniques, and maybe you can do different things on the this part here, so maybe you don't want it to say hello, but you can do all sorts of different things. Okay, so have fun. When you're done, you're going to submit your 10-second video so composition, add to media encoder, but please don't forget to file save your file. Alright, that's it.